All right, now, everybody. Quiet, listen to me. We're going to start a show.
Did you do it yet?
Are you pulling the trigger?
Alright, it's...
I just genuinely asked if you were starting it.
It
yet.
was... fine. We're going to go to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, everybody. This is a weekly podcast where we talk about cartoons, and Andy hassles me about if I'm recording or not.
I didn't think it was hassling. I thought it was politely asking a question, but you can be a fucking boner about it. That's fine.
That had more passion than the other times we started.
Right? Anyway,
just don't ask him to describe his favorite show, otherwise...
No, I'll just
Jeez.
drone on in the monotone voice and just sound like it's a big fucking...
Star Wars is kind of a good show.
No. Anyway, so yeah, this is the Ink and Paint Club podcast, and we talk about cartoons every week, because that's what we do, and we like doing it. So anyway, as usual, I am JD.
As usual, I'm Kyle, I guess.
Kyle, you always say you guess. Are you unsure if you are Kyle or not?
He's
Yes.
going through an identity crisis.
Alright.
You'd know if you followed his Zynga.
Is that even a website anymore? I thought they discontinued it.
Only for plebs.
Right. So, this week, we just got done with our whole month of Halloween stuff, and kind of at a loss for a topic, so we figured we haven't done a what we're watching, what we've been keeping up with kind of show in a while, so figured we'd do another one of those. So, each of us have 2 shows or 2 cartoons we've been watching or have watched recently, and we figured we'd share it with the public.
Because they care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, if you haven't listened to it, we just did a review for The Book of Life, a wonderful film, and at this time of recording, which is Tuesday, I just on a whim tweeted the creator Jorge Gutierrez about it, and he apparently loved the review, and I was happy.
It was the one I was not part
I'm
of.
so sad about that.
Yeah, how do you
The
think I
one
fucking
time
feel?
we get a creator to actually respond to something we did, and it's the one you're not on. Oh god, I'm so sorry.
Oh, woe is me.
Like your sad Pepe.
It's the only way I can think of to describe him. Like, wow. It's not like I totally wasn't a big fucking fan of that movie.
Oh no. We'll do another review, Nick. We'll just review Book of Life every year.
No, we'll do something else, and then it'll turn out that we somehow insulted him, and then that's what I'll be part of.
No, he was insulted the fact I didn't... I said that, like, I didn't think that the Candlemaker's design fit aesthetically along with everyone else. Apparently
Yeah,
he took
and
it as I didn't like the character at all.
Well, I was pissed because he was like my favorite character in the whole movie. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, all I said is that I thought he looked a little off compared to everyone else. His design looked like it was done by
Your
somebody
face
else.
looks off, but we don't bring it up all the time.
It's true.
Damn! Get dunked on, son!
It's true. I have a really odd face. But yeah, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. So that was kind of cool. And we had the love of my life, fiance, on as a guest reviewer because Andy was sick, unfortunately.
Yay.
Aww. Mel,
Swear to God,
Mel
when Shauna comes on, I am going to play up the couple aspect so hard.
By all means, do so. No,
I'm
but
going to make you all physically ill.
gross. Yeah, Mel says she wants to be on more podcasts, so once I get the sound situation figured out and we get her a headset, we should totally have...
Yeah, did you throw her in a sewer before it started?
No, she doesn't have a headset, so she was recording off her laptop mic, so... sound quality wasn't so great. So I apologize to anyone who listened to that, so...
I mean, you apologize to Gutierrez then.
He didn't say anything about it. He thought we were hilarious.
Would have been better if I was there.
It would have been. It made my day, though. It made me happy. He called me his hero because I proposed to the song he used. So
We all saw the copy pasta.
I know. Shut up! But the people listening haven't.
I'm the one who moderates that Twitter page,
It's true.
and you apparently stalk it.
I go on there sometimes. I have it on my.
I never fucking knew.
That's anytime I comment is something, I always put my name in parentheses so they know. Anyway, I think we were going to talk about cartoons.
Yeah,
Getting
well,
horribly off topic.
I want to yell some more.
All right.
Yeah,
What do
I like yell.
What do you want to yell about?
What's Ari making for dinner?
She is making chicken katsu, which is a traditional Japanese dish that comprises chicken, flour, breadcrumbs,
Well, whatever it
and
is, it's
a
very
rice bowl.
loud. It's very loud and sizzly.
Oh,
Makes me want
no.
chicken.
The fact that it's a Japanese coincides wonderfully with my choices for cartoons tonight.
Yeah, Andy chose the anime route this week, so you know what, Andy? Because we're on it, why don't you start us off this week?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
We're here.
Okay, so that was weird. Andy had a technical issue, but we're back.
JD didn't like my insolent tone and banished me,
It's true. I have that
but I
power.
fought back.
Oh.
Much
Well-
like the hero of tonight's anime of choice, One Punch Man.
Yeah, Andy, tell us about One Punch Man and why you think it's the greatest show ever made.
I don't recall saying that.
I just kind of assumed from your tone.
God, Melanie is assuming I told her to wreck you guys with her dick, and you're assuming I say this? What's going on?
Assuming
Whoa.
makes an ass out of you and me.
What? Who am I?
Who
But
am I?
no, I finally got around to watching One Punch Man after so many of my friends have gotten on to me because I'm very particular with my anime. My funny me, as some people call it.
If it's not
Or-
JoJo, it's trash.
No, I mean, Fist of the North Star, Berserk, Gao Gaigar. I mean, I can go down the list of animes that aren't JoJo's that are wonderfully, but I don't know if anything's as fabulous as JoJo's, but more on that later.
Yeah.
Because JoJo's is the most fabulous thing ever.
Yeah,
But no, One
well,
Punch Man is amazing. It's just, the story of how it came to be is kind of impressive, because it started off as a webcomic.
Oh yeah, I saw
Really-
I saw an old drawing of the webcomic earlier today, and it's so horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it started off being drawn by a guy who was creating it who couldn't draw very well. Then it ended up getting picked up and redrawn by the guy who drew Eye Shield 21, which is
Oh shit! Seriously? I fucking
Yeah.
love Ice Shield.
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
shit! Now I need to watch this now.
Well, yeah, my recommendation wasn't enough.
Nope.
No, Andy, fuck
And
your
the
recommendation.
amazing fight scene that I sent you guys, where I'm like, you guys gotta fucking watch this because it's amazing.
I did watch the
But,
fight scene. I was
Yeah, it got
impressed.
redrawn by the guy who did Eye Shield 21,
I love that
and then
guy.
just recently this year it got picked up to become an anime.
Nice.
And it's just been an amazing journey, and it's such an amazing concept. Really, in a nutshell, it's kind of like I've heard some people describe what if Superman was just kind of a apathetic dick, but I think that really loses a lot of the. I think that really glosses over a lot of the character. But it's about this guy named Saitama, who wants to become a hero.
Oh.
So he becomes so powerful, he can basically destroy any monster or villain with one punch.
That's awesome.
Now, I know what you're thinking, that how could that be interesting if he just has to punch an enemy once? The humor of it and the storyline of it comes from the fact that he is trying to find that monster or that villain that can withstand more than one punch.
I see.
And it's just really fun to see him get into these ridiculously over-the-top fights where he's fighting something that's like colossally outsizes him, and he's just this little bald guy. He trained so hard his hair fell out. That's why he's bald.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
And it's like I'm only 3 episodes in out of the 5, I think, total. I think the 5th episode was released. But it's great because he just seems to he's always in the wrong place at the wrong place at the wrong time, but he gets excited about the challenge of it, but then other times he's just trying to live his life in a sense, and now he's got a cyborg apprentice who wants to become as strong as him.
Oh.
Like, it just keeps building up to more and more insanity. The monster designs are great. The fight scenes are ridiculously well animated. This is by Madhouse, really popular anime studio. Who,
Madhouse does good work.
yeah, like, this is easily some of their best work to date, I would say. They did Redline, which is easily one of my favorite movies that has come out in the last couple years. I hope we get to review that, because I would really like to hear what you guys think of it.
I'd be down.
But if you get
Is
a
it the
chance-
same company? Is it the same company as Space Dandy?
You know what? I don't think Madhouse did Space Dandy. Let me take a look. I'll be honest, I never really watched much of Space Dandy.
Yeah, I watched the first couple episodes and I kind of forgot.
I really liked it.
A lot of people liked it. I mean, I hear it was really good. No,
Bones.
Madhouse did not do that, but Madhouse did do... They've been kind of all over the place, because they did a segment for Batman Gotham Knight. They did the Trigun movie, which was actually pretty awesome. They did that weird Highlander anime. Like, they have been around for a very long time, and it's crazy to see. They actually did animation for Hulk Versus.
Oh. Interesting.
Like, if you look at their, like, filmography, they've done a lot. They actually did I was not aware of this, they actually did a Darkstalkers anime.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
Well, the good one,
Oh, right.
not the American one.
Right.
There was actually a Japanese Darkstalkers anime where it actually understood what the games were and
Yeah.
kind of worked out. But anyway, One Punch Man is definitely my new favorite thing. I just can't get it. Everything okay over there?
You know, I've explained it before. Go on.
Anyway.
Sorry, I thought Ari was trying to murder you.
No, it's cool.
That you broke a plate over your head, like George Jetson style. But never mind. But I don't know. It's just I think everyone, even if you're not into anime, should totally give One Punch Man a try, because it's honestly more of a comedy, I think, than an action sort of cartoon, even though the action is really, really, really good. Like, just a lot of the comedy comes from how, I don't want to say put off or apathetic, but just how Saitama will be up against enemies that are just so much bigger than him, and he's not even, like, phased. He'll be
Alright.
fighting something that could, like, take out an entire building, and he'll just kind of be standing there like, okay, I guess I can deal with this.
Well, I definitely should check it out. If you say it's good and the Ice Shield guy's on top, then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm planning to go and read the manga, since I guess that's even further along, and I can't wait for the next couple episodes.
Nice.
I just want more of this. And I guess I can... Nope, go on.
You know, I was gonna say, I think isn't a lot more sub, or is it just 4 right now?
I think they got episode 5 out, but I'm still playing catch up for the most part. It's on Hulu, which is kind of awesome. Like, I was really kind of surprised that Hulu, of all places, would be streaming it as it comes out.
Alright then. So, 2 thumbs up for One Punch Man.
I would say 2 fists up.
2 fists up. Alright, well, to move this along, Kyle, what is your first pick this week?
My first pick. I just watched the new Turtles thing. Let's see what this is called.
Half-Shell Heroes Blast to the Past.
Yeah, there we go.
That is a
Right.
complicated title.
Yeah, I like Turtles in Time better. But anyways,
Great game.
yes, definitely. I guess this movie just came out. Yeah, I guess it was a movie, direct video or something.
Yeah, it was like a direct-to-video movie.
It's based on like their play school toys or something for smaller children. It was definitely like Flash animated, whatever. But I really enjoyed it. It was. I don't know. It was just a treat to watch. Seeing them go from CG to drawn again, it was kind of cool to see. And then they still kept the charm of everybody. Everybody still did the voices. And then since it was for kids, I didn't think it dumbed it down for kids at all. I didn't feel like it was trying to educate kids or trying to cut down on the action. I think it was pretty damn well. Like it seemed like just a regular episode, just hand drawn.
Huh.
For
Interesting.
someone who did not care for the recent new episode of Ninja Turtles, I may have to check this out.
It's pretty cool because, like, I remember when I was a kid, the Ninja Turtle toys were pretty popular, and those toys were actually around.
Huh.
Let me see if I can look these up. But anyways, I feel like it was kind of a throwback to that set where back in the day they were doing like Star Trek Turtles or Hollywood Monster Turtles.
Oh, yeah, I used to love it when they used to. They'd have, like, Cowboy Turtles.
Yeah.
Like, they'd have, like, theme figures, basically, so it didn't really feel like you were buying the same figure over and over again.
It's exactly that. Donatello has the T-Rex. Leonardo has the Triceratops. Michelangelo has the Stegosaurus. And Raphael has the Pterodactyl. It's the same exact thing from that old set.
That's funny.
That's so trippy. Well, anyways, yeah, that's like a really cute throwback. But anyways, I guess the art direction was done by, is it Ricky Gervais?
What?
You help me out. What's the guy's name? Derek
Oh, Derek Wyatt?
Wyatt? Okay. Thinking of someone else. Anyways, so it's art direction by the guy who did, I guess, Transformers Animated.
Yeah.
And I guess Titmouse was the studio that did it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I thought it was cool. They're still kind of doing. It's almost going through what's going on in the cartoon itself because it has the recently shown Triceratons are the bad guys right now, and they were kind of the bad guys in this one. And they introduced like I want to say it was a new character. It might not be, who knows? But it was a female Triceraton named Zera, and I just like the design and everything for everybody. But I don't know, it was fun. If you can like just watch it and have fun with it, like I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, I've definitely been enjoying the new Ninja Turtle show, and especially this new season that they're in space. So,
A lot of people don't like it.
which I don't understand. I mean,
I just thought it was kind of a dumb... Like, I'll admit, I have not watched the new Ninja Turtles cartoon all that much, so to me, this was I mean, I like the idea behind it. It's definitely cool that, you know, they're in space and everything. It just seemed like kind of a dumb episode to start off this giant, epic, like, arc for.
Yeah.
Like, you just witnessed your entire home planet get destroyed. Your mentor got killed by, you know, your arch nemesis, and you guys find out you have this second chance to prevent that from happening, and you have to basically go up against, you know, an interstellar army of Triceratops minions, and you guys are going to spend the first leg of your journey dicking around on an alien planet. Leonardo's going to try and get laid.
and then in another episode, Raph tries to get laid.
Like,
Is
it's
everyone
like-
going to try to get laid this season?
Whoa.
It's like, I get it, they're teenagers, and I understand that Ninja Turtles isn't like this grim, dark, serious show. I respect that. But that episode, it felt like they were just trying to wedge in as many Star Wars references and Star Trek references as they could.
I mean, they basically go to Mos Eisley, but
It is Mos Eisley. The buildings look identical to Mos Eisley.
I
I'm pretty
love
sure
that.
if they could have gone into a bar, it would have been identical to the Mos Eisley canteen.
Well,
I have
It's
no
weird.
doubt in my mind.
It's weird when you think about it, though, because with the most recent one, they brought Mona Lisa in, and Mona Lisa I don't know. It's kind of like a character from the
The short-lived live action.
No, I think that was a different.
Oh no,
Was-
Venus is the female turtle. Mona was some kind of one-off character.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, I always
But,
forget they were.
No,
It's
I
weird
thought she
because-
was. I thought she was. So
Everybody kind of has a romantic interest now, because Raphael's got this salamander chick. Michelangelo has the time lady.
oh yeah, shit, everybody has one now.
Yeah, Donatello has April, which isn't going to work out. We all know that. And then,
Okay, can I just point out one stupid thing about April O'Neil and this whole thing?
the yellow jumpsuit.
Like everyone got super awesome space-aged armor that just all happened to be, I can suspend my disbelief that they all got, weapons from the Fugitoid. Like, somehow Casey Jones got space hockey equipment like laser pucks and stuff like that. April O'Neil, who, as far as I understand, was being trained to be a ninja, right? Like, wasn't she being trained in a lot of the arts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets a yellow jumpsuit and a gun.
I just thought it was a cute reference.
I guess,
Yeah.
but they couldn't have given her like awesome, like useful, practical armor and have it be yellow and still
Well,
have
no.
a different
The
step.
the most recent one, she actually does have like kind of a spacesuit, but it's built on top of that yellow jumpsuit.
Like, I don't know. It sounds stupid, but at first I still don't understand like people my age's obsession with April O'Neil. I never found her that attractive, and I will always say that the yellow jumpsuit was the dumbest fashion choice possible.
It was
But-
the 80s.
I guess Irma dressed better, in my opinion.
True.
Irma actually looked like someone you would see in the 80s. April O'Neil, like, what? Did she have to wear a jumpsuit because she couldn't be bothered to keep track of pants, or what was going on?
I think anymore it's just like color aesthetic.
I
You have
guess,
everybody that's blue, purple, red, and
I
then I think
figure.
hers is just yellow. And
I'm just being nitpicky, but I don't know. That was like, that episode just... And then the way they end up getting into a fight with Lord Dreg is kind of stupid, I thought.
yeah,
I don't know. I didn't really care for it, but I haven't watched the show all that much to really have much of a hard opinion on it.
it's just kind of, I don't know, it's a light-hearted take, so I just take it for just
Yeah.
being silly.
I mean, this episode could have definitely happened, but for that first episode after such a major plot point, I think they should have had them kind of figuring out what to do. It just felt weird to me that they just witnessed all this happen and got the second chance, and they're gonna go basically dick around. It's like, shit, we got 6 months to stop everything awful happening again. We should probably do that.
So, what's JD's thing? What's your first
Oh.
idea?
Oh, well, I was trying to segue to it earlier, but that's cool. No, since we were talking about the Star Wars references, I have actually been watching Star Wars Rebels a lot lately.
And you're not a big Star Wars guy, really, aren't you?
I'm not like I like Star Wars. Like, I've watched all the movies. I enjoy the world of Star Wars. I've never read any extended universe stuff, and I don't go out of my way, but I am a casual fan of Star Wars. But now that episode 7's coming out, and then we have that
It
Rogue-
is?
No, Andy, it's not. It's actually it's a giant ruse by the Disney company.
I didn't even know there was an episode 7 coming out.
But anyway, and then the Rogue One movie that they're promising next year kind of got me interested to finally check Rebels out, and I'll be damned. It's a pretty good show from what I've so far. I pretty much marathoned through the entire first season in 2 days because it's only 13 episodes, and the second season just started up, and I don't know. It's I didn't watch the Clone Wars mostly because even though I grew up watching the prequels because that's just kind of when I was a kid. I've always liked the whole second trilogy, as it were. So I hope this Rebels show basically takes place between episodes 3 and 4, and it takes pretty much falls around like this little group of rebels as it were. But no,
Would you call them ne'er-do-wells?
Sure.
Perhaps people who are against authority?
They're very much against the authority. No, but it's cool. I love all the characters in the main cast. It's weird because I was working at GameStop and the Star Wars Disney Infinity figures came out, and I saw all the characters from it. And there's a character on Rebels named Zeb, and just from his Infinity figure, I figured he was like one of the main bad guys. Just because he's like this giant purple alien and he's very rough looking, but apparently he's like the nicest guy ever, and he's actually one of the good guys, and so it's very odd.
Did you learn a valuable lesson about judging?
I did learn a valuable lesson about profiling, so no, but there's a lot of nice characters. You've got Kanan, who's like one of the Jedis that survived the
Order 66.
Order 66, and you've got Hera, who's one of those. I can't forget what they're.
Mandalorian.
No, Sabine's Mandalorian. And I like Sabine the most just because she's like this fucking graffiti artist. I even actually went out and bought her figure for I don't play Disney Infinity, but
Waifu.
Shut up. Andy, what are those aliens that have like those two big tendrils on the back of their head?
There we go.
What are they called?
Twi'leks,
yeah. Twi'leks, so Hera's one of those. Zeb is some alien I've never heard of that I think they might have introduced for the show. And then they have their own little R2-D2-esque robot. And basically the show is just about them pissing off the Empire, and occasionally you'll see someone from the past. Like, I think in the first couple episodes you meet C-3PO and R2, and fucking Lando shows up at some point for a couple episodes, and in the second season, Darth Vader's chasing him around.
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I didn't watch Clone Wars.
But I think the fact that they got Billy D. Williams to...
Yeah, it's actually Billy D. Williams. And then for Darth Vader, it's actually, who voices Darth Vader? James Earl Jones, thank you. It is actually James Earl Jones, so they got mostly everybody back to voice their original character.
Yeah, when you're getting Star Wars money, I'd fucking come back too.
Right. And, yeah, like I was saying, I never watched Clone Wars because, the whole prequel, world doesn't really interest me a whole lot, to be honest. But
Clone Wars is worth watching if you ever if you like Rebels enough and you ever feel like finding more. Clone Wars is actually worth watching because it actually makes it's like the Tartakovsky cartoons. It actually proves that the prequels could have been good if they actually had someone different directing.
Well, yeah. Once maybe after Rebels is done this season, I'll go back and check that out. But it's kind of cool because now that it's in the second season, they actually bring back the characters Ahsoka and Rex from Clone Wars, who I guess are not dead, like everyone thought. So they're all helping out the Rebel Alliance. So even though I've never watched Clone Wars, I can appreciate the fact they brought these characters back for the fans who are of Clone Wars.
Pretty awesome. I'm glad she.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, like, from what little I know about Clone Wars, she was like kind of like the in-training person, but now in this show she's more of an adult and she's actually like almost leading the rebels.
Yeah, I gotta get on that. I feel ashamed as a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, if you have any even peripheral interest in Star Wars, Rebels is a really good show. The team dynamic is really cool. There's also a dog, apparently.
I just think it's awesome that a Mandalorian is like one of the good guys.
Oh yeah, it's funny because Sabine like really just runs around being like a pink Boba Fett half the time because she has one of those helmets, so she just runs around like that all the time.
Oh yeah, that's like typical Mandalorian armor, and for like for someone like me who loves Boba Fett and all that kind of stuff, that it's really cool for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you haven't seen Rebels yet, I mean, like I said, I marathoned through the first season. That's 13 episodes, like 2 days, and I think the new season's only like 5 or 6 episodes in. So if you haven't checked it out, I would definitely recommend doing so, and probably wouldn't take too terribly long to catch up. So
I'll have to really get on that because I'm starting to kind of get in that Star Wars.
yeah, man, I got the fever again.
I really like the latest toy commercials, or like the Duracell commercial they did.
I have not seen it
They
yet.
put a lot of money into that shit.
I thought it was really impressive. Like it's a commercial of this boy gets a lightsaber on Christmas morning, and he puts the Duracell battery in, and he turns it on, and of course it's like, a real lightsaber. But then suddenly, C-3PO and R2-D2 appear and tell him that he has to hurry, and he runs outside, and his sister's being taken away by stormtroopers, and then she gets a lightsaber, and then suddenly an AT-AT walker appears in the
Oh
background.
jeez.
And there's this there's explosions, there's tons of stormtroopers. It's I don't know, for some reason that commercial really just kind of made me think like, yeah, I'm starting to get that fever again. My mom's been nonstop about Star Wars, like ever since Force Friday happened.
Force Friday.
That's cool though. I wish my parents were that nerdy about something.
Well, it's funny, like, to hear my mom complaining about bandwagon jumpers. Like, she is actually really angry about, like, the people who never even saw Star Wars, who pretend, like, and I don't blame her, because I'm like this with anything, because I think it's stupid. Like, if you're new to something, just act like you're fucking, you're like, oh yeah, I just got into it because, it's new, and it's like, no, there's no harm in that. I mean, I know there's some people out there who will give you shit for it, but I mean, I don't know. I hate people who have to walk into something like. It's the same thing with bandwagon jumpers in sports. Like, obviously, we had a huge.
I was about to bring that up.
Well, we had a huge problem with that because of the Blackhawks. Nobody gave a shit about hockey for the longest time. Then the Blackhawks started winning, and then suddenly everyone came out and was like, oh no, I've been a big hockey fan for years. And it's like, no, you fucking started watching because the Hawks were winning, and there's no shame in that. But do not fucking start getting up in people's faces who actually did follow hockey for the longest time. It's the same thing with Star Wars. I mean, it's another one of those weird things where you realize that, jocks and nerds really aren't that different. Granted, I think jocks, honestly, have been a lot more adaptable to be around.
Well,
What was
sorry.
It was the same when I started at Amazon. I remember, I think it was around the time the Seahawks won the Super Bowl or whatever. Nobody's ever said anything about the Seahawks. Never even really heard of that team. And people are buying merchandise like crazy. Like pillows and blankets and all this kind of stuff. And it's just bandwagon jumping. That's all it is.
And it's like, once again, I don't like calling it bandwagon jumping because I don't like to get on people's ass about getting it. Because, I mean, there are things I get into that I haven't been into before. Like, I'm trying to think, really. I know there's definitely stuff like pinball. Like, I didn't really get super into pinball until we finally got around to fixing one of our machines that we had in our basement for like 20-some years.
Huh.
I mean, I'm not going to go up to people who clearly have been playing pinball for God knows how long, because it's really one of those old-timer kind of hobbies. And I'm not going to go up and act really indignant, like, oh yeah, I've been playing pinball ever since I was a young boy.
Since I was a lad.
Like, I'm not going to try and start fucking turning my life into the Pinball Wizard song. But bandwagon jumping is not bad. But,
Oh, boy.
have some
Just don't
fucking
be
decent-
obnoxious about it.
Exactly. Don't fucking get indignant with people who clearly outclass you. Learn from them. If you aren't familiar, like my dad plays hockey. My dad played hockey for the longest time. My sister plays hockey now, actually. But I never pretended like when the Blackhawks are winning, I asked like, "Oh, can you explain to me what this is all about?" I know the Hawks are winning, but I don't know any of the teams or anything. And nobody ever gave me like massive amounts of shit about it. Like, look at this fucking nerd.
So what else have you been watching? It was JoJo's, right?
Oh yeah, I've been rewatching some episodes of JoJo's because I think this is still unconfirmed. I don't know, but they wrapped up season. Well, I don't even know what that would be in terms of season, but they wrapped up the third arc earlier this year, and now rumor has it that they're going to be animating part 4, which is a huge deal for a lot of people, myself included, because part 4 is a very iconic arc, has some of the coolest stand designs in there. That's actually where Killer Queen comes from, who's the cat that makes things explode. Killer Queen's a fucking badass. I love that stand. I love his user. But it's going to be the first time part 4 has ever been really animated at all.
That's pretty awesome.
So I've been going back and just kind of watching because I kind of dropped out of finishing part 3 because I read it. So when it was going on, I just kind of tuned out and I was like, oh, I fucking read it. I'll watch the clips of the Dio Jotaro fight later. But now that part 4 has been announced, I'm getting kind of psyched up. And they got a new game coming out that I'm really amped up for. I'm actually gonna import that shit. I imported the PS3 game when it came out. I'm not gonna not do it for the PS4 one.
They're not region locked?
No, PS3s are not region locked, and I'm pretty sure PS4s aren't either.
Huh.
And I'm pretty excited about that because the new JoJo's game coming out actually has like they expanded the roster an insane amount. Like there's 5 different versions of Dio.
Okay.
People were complaining there wasn't enough Dio in the PS3 one. Well, they fucking listened. Now you got all the Dio you can handle. And plus they have like some new exclusive stuff because I guess it's going to be like a new storyline. It's going to be non-canonical, but I think it's going to have like alternate versions of characters and stuff. This sounds really cool. So for a big fan of JoJo's like I am, I'm really looking forward to the game. And even though they didn't really make it official that they're making a Part 4 anime, I'm really excited at the possibility that they might.
Nice.
Even though I do hope they kind of trim it a little bit because Part 4 meanders a lot. But it does have some of the best characters I think the entire series offers. That's about it as far as what I've been watching. I've been meaning to start watching The Flash, but...
Aw, man, I love The Flash.
I got really excited when I saw that King Shark appears.
Oh, well, if you like King Shark, kind of disappointed about that.
Oh, is he already gone?
I don't know if he's gone, but I just got done watching this week's episode, and he was in last week's episode, and he appears like right at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And they take him down. Like, he's in the episode for like a minute and a half, and they take him down, and he's not shown again this week. And I was reading an interview, basically they were saying that doing King Shark takes a lot of money.
Yeah.
At least the quality they do him
that.
at. So it's like, don't expect a whole lot of him because it's fucking expensive. We don't have that kind of budget.
Yeah, like I saw the clip of King Shark, and I was fucking blown away.
Oh, yeah.
At
Which makes...
how it looked. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. This is a show on the CW.
Right?
This does not look like the kind of shit you would see in like a sci-fi movie. Like,
Yeah, it was actually really well done. Just like because last season they had a whole episode with Gorilla Grodd, and they had
Yeah,
a
that
giant
still blows my mind.
they had a giant CG gorilla the entire episode, and that shit looked amazing. It looked like Planet of the Apes almost level amazing. So,
I don't know. I'm really hoping.
People
The
leave their
clip
budgets on hold.
Yeah, I think that's. I'm happy that they made it use. It just really upsets me because it's like, man, a Flash movie would be awesome.
honestly, at this point, I don't know if I want a Flash movie because the show's doing a nice enough job, and I like the week to week thing that like I don't think I need a Flash movie now.
From what I heard, though, they might pop him into the new Justice League movie, whatever going on, and a lot of people are mad because they're from what I've read, there's going to be a different actor than what's on the show right now for the Flash, and people are mad about that.
Yeah,
Well,
DC's doing a thing where they want unlike Marvel, they want their TV and their movie universes separate, which is
See,
dumb.
the problem is, though, Shauna was telling me about this. I guess the Suicide Squad was on Arrow, and they had to kill the Suicide
Yeah,
Squad off because of the Suicide Squad movie.
Yep, that's
And
exactly.
I just think that's utterly stupid. It's like you're going to kill off these potentially great reoccurring characters just because of the movie coming out.
Yep,
If
exactly
people
what
are going
happened.
to get confused and not
Yeah.
understand that there's a difference, well, no offense. It's not like there isn't a plethora of websites they can go to understand what's going on.
Well, I will
it's
say,
like, even if you wanted to bring them back for like a story or something, you can't because they're dead now.
yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it's just silly to me.
And along that vein, I will say one thing to DC's credit, and something I'm really fucking excited for tomorrow. NBC last season canceled Constantine, which I was actually really getting into that show.
Isn't he gonna
Constantine is going to show up on Arrow tomorrow.
That's pretty cool. I
That's
really
awesome.
I really wish I watched Constantine because I love the character.
Oh yeah, it makes me so sad that they canceled it. It was getting so good, and they're like, nope, this isn't doing well enough. We're gonna cancel it. And they were trying to shop it around, but they couldn't find a good home for it, so it's just canceled. But
I'm surprised Hulu or Netflix didn't pick it up because now
I'm still got my fingers crossed that maybe Netflix will pick it up. But you know, it's nice to see that DC is like, all right, well this show's canceled, but we still like this character enough that hey, we're free reign to put him on a different network now. So fucking Constantine is gonna be on Arrow now.
I think it's awesome that the CW is doing that Vixen.
Oh yeah, the Vixen animated shorts were really nice. They were like
Vixen-
all animated in the same way Young Justice was, and
it crosses over with the.
I will say that animated Arrow and Flash are do not lend themselves well because
Well, no, because you got that really poorly drawn stubble on.
it's not that. It's that you're trying to take this realistic design and put it into into the animation, and the fact that I just don't think that the Flash and Arrow actors lend themselves well as voice actors.
No,
Their voices seem so out of place compared to everyone else who was a voice actor.
It's kind of like when Peter Dinklage did the voice in Destiny. He did not sound at all into it, and it kind of became somewhat of a joke.
I see.
That's why he got replaced with Nolan North.
But everyone loves Nolan North. He's Nathan Drake.
Well, he actually sounds like he's into the plot of what's going on in Destiny.
Nathan Drake's a professional.
Peter Dinklage just kind of read it.
Oh. Well, in the not to hurry us along, but we are running.
Go ahead, I'm done.
Sorry,
I
Kyle.
I know the bandwagon thing went on, but I thought it was important.
It was important.
It needed to be said.
So, Kyle, what else have you been catching up on lately?
I've been watching Hey Arnold for the fuck of it because I blew through King of the Hill and I needed something to watch. And
Why
Hey,
Netflix
Arnold.
still doesn't have King of the Hill is beyond me anymore.
yeah, that's really dumb on their part.
Wait,
They
what
didn't
does
even
it?
have the whole season, did they? Or like the whole series?
No, they had the whole series after a point,
Oh shit.
and then they just didn't have it anymore.
Weird.
Yeah, I didn't. I did not appreciate that.
So, Kyle, I know we talked about Hey Arnold a couple weeks ago when we were doing the Nicktoons episode, but how does Hey Arnold hold up in your opinion, compared to when you saw it as a kid?
Well, it's funny because there's a lot of jokes that are pretty nostalgic to me that I just start laughing when I hear them. Because there's like one where I think it's two things really. Someone gets famous. I know Stinky gets famous, and he goes on. It's like Revis and Kathy Lee or something.
Yeah.
It's really stupid, but it's that. And then,
The show was actually very like they had like their own references to. I don't know. It's kind of funny how the show would reference people like Regis and
yeah.
Lee pretty blatantly. Like kids were gonna get it, and they did.
They have Dan Castellaneta doing his voice, and he's just like screaming and just super amped, and like laughing about it. But he's like, "You're a big shot. You're on a rocket to the moon." And that just made me laugh because I fucking
And
forgot
that is
about
how Regis talks.
it. Yeah.
I did. That was the one where Stinky became famous because he said like, "Just drink it," or something.
Yeah, and then it was because Helga became like the model too. I think both of them went on the
Okay.
Regis show.
I remember that one. Man, that was really funny, and it didn't help that the way Craig Bartlett, like that style, drew Regis just made him really scary looking.
Yeah.
Like he always had like that clenched jaw thing, if I remember right.
Yeah. And then like I don't know, I love all the characters.
Stinky.
Mr. I actually like he's like one of my favorite characters, and I don't understand why he lost his spike bracelet. Like I don't I don't know if like Harold and him were supposed to be bullies, and then they just kind of became their own characters. But
I
throughout
think
the
they were. I
What's
think
up?
they were, because in the first episode, like the pilot, Harold was going to beat up Arnold for like no reason, if I remember right, and suddenly Arnold had to act like he was crazy or something with the weird
Oh, yeah,
music.
that's right.
And then,
Trash
and then
can lids on his
Yeah.
face.
and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Harold's like, "Wow, you are crazy. Let's be good friends."
Yeah.
That's
Like,
how
maybe they
kids
just-
are.
Yeah, maybe they just kind of realized Harold was almost too doofusy to really take as a threat.
He really is.
I like
But-
Harold.
I find it funny. Like there's a lot of good characters on those. A lot of the plots are kind of like reused. I remember I watched one episode, and then the next one had the same exact plot, but it was with different characters. I'm
Huh.
like, what the fuck?
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm wondering right now, what was it?
I'm trying to think, like, so I know we talked about it, because it was basically supposed to be like Seinfeld for kids, if I had to describe it some way.
Yeah, a lot of them just had sitcom ideas for episodes, and that's fine. I mean, kids
Yeah.
don't really watch sitcoms, so if you're gonna recycle something, it works.
And the really meaningful and tear-jerking Christmas episode.
Yeah. But I like that. I like the series. My only thing is I really don't like Helga as a character, and I've actually been skipping every single Helga episode, like where she gets a parrot, skipped it, and want to watch it.
Huh.
I don't know. I just don't like her. I don't like her little soliloquies. I don't like her character as a person.
Because she's a stalker. It's,
Yeah. She builds shrines in her fucking place.
What a weirdo.
last time I checked, if you built a shrine to someone, that was grounds to get fucking carted off.
Yeah. No, I like Big Bob. It's one of my favorite characters. Grandpa's like one of the best characters.
Yeah, well, Grandpa deserves to be one of the best characters because he punched Hitler.
Yeah. Gave
And
him
then
a
Yeah, like that to me is when Hey Arnold peaked.
Well, it's interesting to see that because I cannot see them doing that anymore. I don't think a
Oh
network
God, no!
let you do that.
I can't. I was shocked when I saw gifs of it on Tumblr because I'm like, holy shit, did this really happen in Hey Arnold? And I remember it now. They
Yeah,
literally had like a segment where Arnold's grandpa, as a young man who was in the war, got into like a fucking fist fight with Adolf Hitler, and they didn't hide the fact it was Hitler.
Yeah, it was like a lie on his part, but they still showed it. He had like fucking fiery red eyes and was evil looking, and it was a good show. Like, not to
Hey,
sound
Arnold,
like
really?
cheesy.
Yeah. You don't want to sound like 90s Nick?
No.
It was a good show. You guys ever watch Hey Arnold?
It's a good show.
It was a good show. I don't know. I might have to start. Is Hey Arnold on Netflix still?
No.
Oh, I've been watching it on that one website. I could give it to you.
That one website.
No, Nickelodeon fucking took down. The dumb thing is they keep putting up their movies.
Because everyone wants to watch those.
No, like, cause all the Rugrats movies are up now.
Fuck those.
The SpongeBob movie's on there now.
I like the SpongeBob movie.
That's on Netflix now. But for some reason they won't put the shows up. I don't understand why.
That's really weird.
I think they might have like a deal with like Hulu or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. But then again, on Hulu they only have them. Well, then again, it's probably
Who knows?
licensing because they only have like the most recent series or
Right.
season. I'd have to investigate.
I don't know.
I don't know. Talking about Hey Arnold kind of reminded me. I remember getting really kind of done with the show towards I think the end of its run, but beforehand there was really nothing else quite like it. I think my favorite episode is when his grandpa, who was like the best character, is when he had to go visit, he had to go through school again.
Oh yeah. It's like we're gonna sneak into a PG-13 movie. He's like, Grandpa, you're 81.
And it's like I just remember like one line I got from that I still use to this day is they were doing something, him and his because when Grandpa started going through school again, he was a good student because when you're 81 years old and you don't know how to do lawn division, you end up going back to grade school.
Yep.
But,
Because that's just how you do.
it's just how life in the big city works, kids. He ends up becoming a bully at one point, or becoming a bad kid, so he gets like a sweet leather jacket and starts going around just hassling people.
Oh yeah.
And the cops come after him, and he calls them, he says, cherry tops. And for some reason, the fact that he returned, he used that term for cops. Whenever playing Grand Theft Auto or anything, that is the first thing that comes to my mind. Cherry tops! Cheese it!
Jeez it. I love it.
The episode with Grandpa was always really good.
Grandpa was the best
Who
character.
did his voice?
Dan Clatt?
Dan Castaneda.
You know what? Now I feel like an idiot.
Oh Lord.
He does like almost every character in that show. Like,
Does he
He
do
does
Mr.
the job
Kakashka?
no, he does the Jolly Ollie Man, but then it's like the rando characters who
Oh,
usually voice them.
that's the kid.
Pet the kitty.
It's Mr. Kakashka.
I love Oscar.
The fucking most deadbeat character in any cartoon, I think, ever.
Yeah,
What a great way to portray a deadbeat adult to a kid.
he's one of my favorite characters. He's just got a fucked up relationship, doesn't want to work. He's a paper boy of all things.
I just always like whenever they would have like him, Ernie, the midget who worked at the little person who worked in the.
Jeez, Andy, insensitive much.
I am pretty insensitive. We all knew that. But I just always like it whenever they would have those three, him, the grandpa, and Oscar in the background, and they just always would. Oscar would always be trying to steal something.
Their food, right
Yeah,
off their
like their food, their money, anything, and they would just start fighting for no reason. Well, with good reason, but it was so ridiculous. Damn, now I really have to watch the show again.
It's so
Thanks,
good.
Kyle. Not like I had shit I wanted to do.
Oh Lord.
I'll give you the site later
Okay,
that I've been getting them from.
careful. Cherry tops to get around.
Oh God, no.
Internet cherry tops.
I swear that's stuck with me too. Like, I think the same thing.
Just certain things that old man would say just were always the best.
Never eat raspberries.
Raspberry.
First line. I think that was his first like quotable line.
I loved
we
his
sit here-
constant. Harold needs our attention.
Yeah,
How
we could sit here and talk about Hey Arnold forever.
But yeah. Right, so anyway, to round out our episode this week, am I the only one who's been keeping up with South Park this this season?
I think Kyle has too.
I will just say, I have not laughed so hard at South Park in a good long while, as I have with this season. Because
Anti-Tumblr stance.
it is taking every uptight, self-important trope that has been rampant on the internet in the last year or two, and just trying to take it down a peg. There's episodes
Basically, they're taking the fight to Tumblr.
more or less. I mean, there's episodes about being politically correct. There's the last episode they did was about fucking yaoi, like fucking Japanese gay porn.
It was more so focused on like just the shipping culture.
It did. I loved it because they actually went on the internet a few days before and said, "Hey, draw us art so we can use it in the episode." And they actually got fans to push the send art of two of the characters.
Hey, you know what? Steven Universe hasn't done that.
No, but no, this. I don't know. Every season's been, or every episode this season has been, just one thing after another. I mean, they had a whole episode about trying to get a Whole Foods. Because what I've been liking about South Park the last couple of seasons is that there's a constant narrative going through the season, where like the episodes can be standalone, but there's just little bits and pieces that carry over for every episode. So they had a whole episode about revitalizing part of the town so they don't seem so ignorant. And then they tried using that nice part of town that they revitalized so they can get a Whole Foods so that the whole country stops thinking they're just backwards racist bumpkins. And
spoiler alert, as someone who worked at a Whole Foods for a brief period of time, it's not as good as you think.
I know.
We don't have any near us. Like, I think past Disneyland is where the only Whole Foods is around.
Is that your guys' version of the border?
I've never seen a Whole Foods in my life.
Oh, they're everywhere around here in Chicago.
But
they're not that good.
The other thing I've absolutely loved about this season, and it's the most fucking stupid thing ever, is I love they introduced the character PC Principal, who is the most faggoty douche broiest character ever. And
Whoa! You said I was insensitive for using the word
damn.
Whatever. No,
faggoty. Come on.
I just love how he's so in your face about being politically correct and tolerant and acceptable. And there's this running joke that there's this just girl Leslie, and like every couple episodes he'll just like randomly scream at her for just talking in the middle of like an assembly or something, and it like gets to a head where he screams at her and she's not even doing anything.
I'll have to check this out. I saw the musical they were doing about the safe place.
Oh god, there's the whole episode where fucking
reality.
Because there's that episode about Yelp reviewers,
Yeah.
and then that leads into a whole episode about not being able to take criticism on the internet, basically dealing with hateful comments.
Wow, you're not yelping.
Yeah, you're not yelping.
South Park is getting really meta.
Oh no, it's so sad. It's so sad because there's a whole episode where basically Cartman puts up a picture of himself and everyone on the internet calls him fat. So he goes to PC Principal, who basically says, who drafts people, is like, hey, you need to go on and moderate all of Cartman's comments so he doesn't see any of the bad ones.
Oh, like,
and it's like if you don't
with the gun.
Oh, that's Steven Seagal.
Oh
yeah.
So they end up drafting Butters, so he has to more people get piled onto his list of people he has to moderate comments for, and just all these celebrities come in.
It's actually a real thing that people do.
Oh no, I totally believe that's a thing that happens, but it's funny because then like the manifestation of reality comes in, and it's just like this domino mask wearing.
It's Dick Dastardly.
It's Dick Dastardly, basically
like
comes
Dick
in,
Dastardly meets,
and he's
Dick Dastardly meets Snidely Whiplash from what
Pretty-
I saw.
More or less.
The cold harshness of reality.
It is. It just at the end of the episode, he just comes in and just tells everyone to just get up,
The
get out.
speech is amazing.
It's so fucking awesome. He just tells everyone to get out of their own ass, and it's like, look, reality sucks, and you need to be a fucking adult about it and just deal with, because like people are gonna say shitty things about you. You just get over it.
Oh, people have been very angry at South Park on the internet. from what
No,
I've seen.
and like I was saying,
Like people who normally champion it. That's the funny thing.
yeah,
It's funny because there's no self-awareness, though. Because they get offended by this shit, and they don't see that that's why they're getting offended, is
Right.
because of them. They're the people that act that way. There's no self-awareness. And they're like, yeah, I thought South Park was really funny, but up until now. And it's like, well, yeah, you thought it was funny because they're making fun of people that weren't you. But now that it's you, you don't find it funny anymore. I
Yeah.
think that's funny as fuck. I mean, I've had to live basically my whole life with the fucking ginger thing, and I mean,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sure you never got sick of that.
of course, and I mean, like, I've had to live with that, but I still watch South Park. I still find it a funny show. I'm not gonna get
Wait.
fucking butthurt over it.
Kyle, you're telling me you didn't send angry handwritten messages to Trey Parker and Matt Stone?
Nope. To be honest, I didn't even know when people were telling me about it. I didn't even know it was like a South Park reference.
But
Man.
yeah,
At that age, I wasn't really like supposed to watch it, quote quote. So I didn't really know. But then once I got that freedom, I started watching it. Okay, I get it now.
Well,
this
was
is the thing I get.
well, I don't know. Just I think South Park has been really on point this season, more so than they have in the last couple of years. So I think they're really back into the swing of things. So I love it.
I've been seeing mixed reviews on it, but for the most part, it's been pretty positive.
Yeah. I don't know. When it comes to South Park, I feel like it's a real personal thing. Every episode can hit you a different way because they're always doing something topical. So it really just depends on how you feel about it. So I take South Park as like, how did I take it? I don't really read reviews for South Park episodes because it's just, I don't know.
Anything new, I see what 4chan has to say, just to see what consensus is. And
You and your 4chan.
I'm just saying, I like to see what other people think, because these are like true fans saying what they think, and then you can kind of base your judgment on that. Oh, was it good? Is this really what they're saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not going to really hold back.
That's why I go on here. It's good.
They
to base-
they don't believe in the safe space.
Safe space. Well, unless you guys have anything else, I think we're about at time for this week.
No, I good.
You
I'm good to go.
All
I need to
right.
Get some sleep.
Well, hopefully, if you aren't checking these shows out, we gave you enough recommendation to do so.
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
4 episodes in, and it's worth it.
Yeah, so go watch One Punch Man, catch up on South Park and Star Wars. You'll have a good time, I promise. Like always, if you like this episode, please share it with your friends. That would be super amazing with you. In the description of the video or whatever, there is a bunch of links to our Facebook page and our Twitter, our Tumblr, Instagram, all that good stuff. We are still running a contest on Facebook. When we get to
5 likes.
we're 5 likes short, so come on, guys. When we hit 50 likes, Andy will pick 3 random followers and do a custom art picture for you. So, hey, send the Facebook page to your friends, and get them to like it too. So,
I produce quality.
Andy is an amazing artist, and I love him for it. So what am
I have the same sentiments, but like better, because we're better.
Oh,
friends.
fuck you. Alright, well, excuse the fuck out of me. So, I think that does about for this week. Come back on Monday, I think it's a news week, because we did a review list Monday, so. Alright.
It might be a review.
Oh yeah. Well.
Because the peanuts come out.
Well.
Are they called the Peanuts?
The Peanuts. Well, we'll see how much news there is. Maybe we'll have to do 2. I don't know. So
I made a podcast here.
I am if you took a sample of my blood, it would just be full podcasts.
Get on my social media, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
And George, if you're listening, or Jorge, if you're listening, I love you.
We love you, Jorge Gutierrez, and all the things you make.
Even though I wasn't on that episode because I was busy not dying
Oh, poor Andy.
from the cold, I almost saw what the other side looked like.
Oh, God.
I almost met the Candlemaker, my favorite character from the movie. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.